Hello, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever in the world you are. We'd like to welcome you to our webinar today with GelatoConnect and Lane 7 to discuss our new launch with this supplier in our network in the US and soon, hopefully, in other parts of the world. Just to discuss premium blanks with this great supplier and just to introduce you to their products and how we can really make use of them in GelatoConnect. So first, introductions. Who am I and who am I speaking to? My name is Christina Lara. I'm a category manager for North America in GelatoConnect. I've worked with many decorators across our network in North America and help support in apparel specifically. And then we have Melissa. Melissa, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Melissa Gibson. I'm with Lane 7 Apparel. I am the director of sales and I run the gamut. I work from everything with decorators all the way to brands, promotional products, and helping drive the direction of Lane 7 sales.
Great. And if you're a decorator in our network, you've probably worked with Melissa in integrations and may see some emails from her, but we're really excited to have her today to discuss why Lane 7, what the benefit of their blanks are, any new exciting launches on the horizon, and how to get their products through Gelato Connect in the future. So first things first, Melissa, who is Lane 7 and why are your blanks built for decoration?
Yeah, so Lane 7, we are turning 12 next month, which we're really excited about. So we're kind of in that moody teenager era. We've had a lot of explosive growth, and a lot of that is because of the print on and decoration community. We came up at the same time as DTG was really kind of having its moment. And at that time, if you can even remember that far back, I know it's hard with COVID in the middle of everything to remember the before times. That a garment needed to have like really specific specifications for decorating, specifically DTG, that really soft 100% cotton front and all of those things. And honestly, at that point, fleece was the least capable product to be decorated in a print-on-demand space. It was the most challenging because most of it was kind of an open end, what's called a two-end fleece, so your standard fleece. We were the first ones to bring into this market for decoration a three-end fleece with 100% cotton facing, which is standard in retail. We brought that technology into the decorated space. With that, we've really worked hand in hand with print-on-demand partners to create a product that is elevated and has the needs and has the finishes and all of the touches from the end user standpoint and the decorator that just works.
Nice. I remember the before times. Thanks for reminding me.
It's
Um,
it's hard to remember that there was a time before that.
and for people maybe newer to the apparel industry or someone who maybe just works with the typical commodity blanks in apparel, maybe what is that difference in feel in that two end and three end fleece?
The From a decorator standpoint, the biggest difference is going to be how it prints and how much, let's say, pre-treat or fixation that you need on the garment. Most of the time, most of our decorator partners have given us the feedback. Part of the reason they like our collection specifically, or a three-in fleece in general, is because they need less affixation, a less pre-treat. It's not soaking it up and going to the back of the garment. It's still staying on the top of it, giving a much richer print. The color fastness is super important. Um, but the biggest thing is a garment is sold online through e-commerce, generally through the design first, but that second sale always happens because of the quality of the garment. We want to be that top of shelf, top of drawer, the hoodie and the tee that you're really gravitating into, and that is that moment of comfort for you. So that's really kind of those are the things that help us stand apart. And the price difference has really come down, that you're not having to sacrifice a lot going into a more premium piece, and your ROI in the long run with customers, you're going to have easier revenue return at that standpoint using a premium blank.
That's great. As we continue the discussion on how that feels, or how that prints on your garments, what about other print technologies like DTF and embroidery?
Yeah, everything is perfect for DTF. It's it's really kind of changed the game when it comes to print on demand and decorated apparel in general. You're able to get into weird placement areas that you couldn't before with DTG or with DTF. Embroidery, we're seeing a resurgence back into that category all over the place. Um, so we're really excited about that, but all of it, with the exception of our really lightweight stuff, which is naturally not inclined for embroidery specifically, like our 30 single lightweight t-shirt, that's traditionally not something that's embroidered. Everything else does really beautifully, including the shirt that I'm wearing, which is our new women's tee, which is a 5.6 ounce, does great with embroidery. It's stable enough and it has a tight enough knit face while still retaining that stretch to give you a really great surface to embroider with.
That's great. And you mentioned earlier that you're not sacrificing a ton of cost to upgrade to your premium blanks, but you also mentioned with DTG, you're spending less maybe on pre-treat and some of those items. Do you see that that decorators do prefer this type of blank for a DTG print technology, knowing that they have to use less materials on the other parts of the printing
Yeah.
operation?
Yeah, we've had a lot of success with a lot of the DTG partners that we have because of the color fastness, the color story, not having the ghosting images, where or scorching marks, those kinds of things, to do everything you can in the manufacturing process of the garment to eliminate any production errors once it gets to press. Those are the things that are most important to us. We know that the end of the line is not us, and that there is a whole world that happens after the garment leaves our hands, and we want to make sure we are giving everyone confidence that they're going to be able to go and do their job and their part of it to get a happy end user.
Okay, great. That sounds great. So, as we discuss how printing works on your garments, you've already mentioned a few of your items, but what's new this year, and maybe why should decorators be paying attention to Lane 7 and their launches?
Yeah, we took a huge step forward. In 2025, our collection was a grand total of 25 styles. I think that was towards the end of the year. This year, we're at 48. So we've taken a giant step forward. The one that I'm personally most excited about is the women's collection, which you see here. We have a few new crops. We've got fleece, a brand new luxurious, beautiful fleece that all the women on our team absolutely are in love with, and tees. So we're able to complement and give a fuller story to our collection. You're seeing women's apparel overall start to trend back very hard. It was really a dormant category overall for the last probably 7 or 8 years, specifically through COVID. You saw unisex and men's apparel really kind of lead the way in terms of sales and volume, but you're seeing that shift return back. You're seeing the crop continue to rule that fit with women, and kind of that boxier fit. We've got a couple ribbed pieces in that. We're also seeing a lot of textures. So we added an 11-ounce thermal, which is beautiful as well. And with a really streetwear fit, our new Element collection, we've got a fleece polo, which I know sounds insane. But if you look at retail, you're seeing a lot of these classic polo kind of looks mixed into different textiles that you wouldn't have had before. It's already a great seller for us. We're really excited for fall to come to see how that one performs. It's got a hidden kangaroo pocket, so you still get that coziness of a fleece and kind of that comfort with the formality of a polo.
Nice. Is it a short sleeve or a long sleeve
It's a
polo?
long sleeve, yeah. So my
So
son, he's
going
12,
into
and
that rugby trend with the long
yeah,
sleeve.
my son's 12, and he's always the one who kind of shows me what is and isn't happening with apparel and whether or not I'm cool, and I am not, happy to say. But he loves that fleece polo. It was one of the first things he was super excited about. So we did
Are
something
there
right.
any, that's great. Are there any styles that you see a lot of popularity with in the POD space specifically?
Yeah, you're starting to see POD take a chance on fashion. It's been riskier in the past to get a little bit more into streetwear. You're seeing that come in. I think there's a higher demand for print on demand to meet the retail needs and to operate within that and expand the color stories and take a little bit of risk. So Lane 7 gives you kind of that riskiness without the risk. We've already done all the development and testing. Our color stories are on trend with what you're seeing in retail. It gives you that confidence to go in and lean into a product, a category that you wouldn't typically think that would be available in this space.
That's great. And then one more thing on this topic is if a decorator is more used to selling a commodity SKU on their storefronts, what are maybe some SKUs that you would recommend them to start with to maybe upgrade their offering
Yeah.
to end
I think
consumers?
the two core collections or styles that I would heavily lean into would be our LS 14001, which is our premium fleece hoodie. That is the hoodie that put us on the map. Uh, it's a generational type hoodie, and it's a classic fit, 8.25 ounce, standard fit. When you think of a hoodie, this is typically what you're thinking of from a standard hoodie. Then our LS 19001, which I call my boyfriend without the BS hoodie because it's the one everyone steals. It's that girlfriend, once she puts that on, it's never coming back kind of hoodie. It's a 10 ounce. It's got this fluffiness and it's got this silky kind of hand to the front of it. Super smooth, but still perfect for decorating. Those are kind of the cornerstones of our brand. And then the styles around it. We've got a quarter zip in that premium fleece, and we've got the women's stuff. So it's really, those are the heartbeat of our collection.
That's great. So for our decorators, if you're maybe wary of where to start, these are some great options that are all available on Gelato Connect procurement for you to order directly from Lane 7.
Yep.
So which goes to our next topic. So why, if I'm a decorator, why should I source through Lane 7 directly instead of going through a major distributor
Yeah.
like the two most popular ones in the US?
Yeah. So we've got a great wholesale distribution network and we love having them as partners. Um, we're seeing kind of a pivot within the industry through all the mergers and acquisitions and a lot of noise out there. We're seeing a large pivot for decorators specifically to start working with mills directly and have those type of relationships. There's a few advantages that do come with it. One is you are working with experts within that brand. We know how it all performs. We have a very small collection. Instead of having 7,000 styles to work with, we have 48. And we know this in and out. We can work with you and help build programs, get you into the right product for the right situation. Oftentimes, we're going to have deeper inventory levels than our wholesale partners. And if not, then they're going to have it. So, which is kind of the advantage of leveraging both. What we tell a lot of customers to do, your onesies and Tuesdays, that's a great place to kind of put your business for a wholesaler. They're very well equipped to handle those. If you have larger orders, that's when you start to go in mill direct. Always take your pricing and my biggest piece of advice, take your pricing based off of what wholesalers are giving you to make sure that you're even throughout.
And for decorators ordering from you, where are you distributing from? And typically, how long would it take for them to expect an order?
Yeah. So we have two warehouses. We have one in Los Angeles and one in North Carolina, just outside of Charlotte. Any orders received by noon local warehouse time and confirmed are shipped same day generally. Larger orders can take 2 or 3 days, but we're generally within a 24 to 48-hour turnaround.
That's great. And since you're coast to coast, can you generally get around to most of our printers around the country within a few days?
Yeah, so I think Texas is kind of that middle of the country. Texas being the largest chunk of it is usually 3 to 4 days from either warehouse, but everything else is within 2 to 3 days. Yep.
That's great. So if you're a decorator and you're worried about being in a more remote location, there's still good distribution options directly from Lane 7 instead of ordering from a distributor that might be a lot closer to you with that preferred price.
Yep.
So we've discussed a lot about, printing and the benefit for the decorators, but again, we'd like to highlight the fact that we launched a lot of your products on our catalog for Gelato Create, and now you're available as a supplier in GelatoConnect. And we've always been excited about working with you, but why are you excited about working with us at Gelato?
We want to remove all the barriers to entry. We want to make sure we are where our customers are and living within their ecosystem. It's not your job to fit within our model. It's our job to fit within your model and making sure that you have things like inventory visibility and pricing and just making your life easy. You've got enough problems to worry about. I have my own screen printing shop on the side with my husband. Dealing with customers is bad enough. And trying to get the order out the door, the last thing you want to do is fight with your supplier or have to go open up a billion different tabs to get one thing done. So we want to make sure that we've got the automated process and we living within your workflow.
And is there anything else that you would like our decorators to know about Lane 7? Maybe something about your catalogs or ordering directly from you via Gelato?
I would say give us a call, find out what we've got going on, come find your new favorite hoodie and t-shirt, fall in love just like we all have.
That's great. And then if you are a decorator and you want to source Lane 7 through Gelato Connect, get in touch with us here at Gelato. A lot of you know me, but if not, you can just get in touch with us through the help center or through the app, and we can help you get set up with Lane 7. We have very detailed step-by-step instructions to set up your integration, which includes the contact information for Melissa as well. And you can get Lane 7 launched on your storefront, but also fulfill Lane 7 for Gelato Create directly for us on the platform. So thank you everyone for joining today. And thank you so much, Melissa, for taking the time and
Thank
walking us
you.
through your products and what you're doing with Gelato.
We're excited. Thank you.